Hello my dear viewers. Now we'll discuss about Mulki rules or the definition of the Mulki. It is an important point to discuss for the competitive purpose because without knowing who was Mulki, what is the definition of the Mulki, we may not understand properly the concept. So it is our responsibility to know about the Mulki and what was the actual definition of Mulki. See, here I have wrote certain definition of the Mulki rules. So before going to that, I wanted to give a statement who was given in 1888. In 1888, Mir Mehboob Ali Khan was given a gazette, or he had issued a gazette. It stated that if any non-Mulkis were appointed in a Hyderabad state, they must take an appropriate permission from the Diwan. I repeat, in 1888, Mir Mehboob Ali Khan issued a gazette. It stated that if any non-Mulkis were appointed in Hyderabad state in the government sector, then they have to take a prior permission, an appropriate permission from the Diwan. It was statement given by Mir Mehboob Ali Khan. Later, Mulki definition. There are a lot of problems were raised due to this local non-local issue. Then in 1919, Mir Usman Ali Khan was issued a farmana. Farmana means what? A royal order. Farmana means a royal order. So 1919, Mir Usman Ali Khan was issued a farmana and orders about the Mulki rules. So in 1919, this farmana clarifies who was a Mulki, who was a Gair Mulki, that means who are local and who are non-local. So let's try to understand what is the Mulki definition and who will be considered as a local or non-local of Hyderabad state of that time. Right? Mulki rules. First one, there are 9 rules are there. How many rules are there? 9 rules. There are 9 rules are there. 9 rules. So here I have wrote 5 rules. In rule number 1, there are 4 subsections are there or sub clauses are there. Let's try to understand one by one. First one, Mulki rule number 1, it stated that by birth he is a subject of Hyderabad state. If a person born in Hyderabad state, he was a Mulki. Clear? Next, by residence in the Hyderabad state, yes. If a person residing in Hyderabad state, he also called as Mulki. But clause B has certain exceptions. Those all members are residing in Hyderabad state, they would not become Mulkis. But certain restrictions, certain exceptions are there for the B. So what are the exceptions? We will see that also. See, next, see. His father having completed 15 years of service. If his father having completed 15 years of service in the government at the time of his birth, one person was born. If his father completed 15 years of service before the person's birth, before the kid birth or child birth, then he will become a Mulki. One person father was completed 15 years of service before the birth of the person, then that person can become a Mulki, local. Next, D. She is a wife of a person who is a mulki. She is a wife of a person who is a mulki. Example, a woman was married. A woman was married to someone. She is a mulki, or she married to a mulki, then she also become a mulki. She is a wife. She is a wife of a person. Wife of a person who is a mulki also can become a mulki. One woman married to the mulki, then she automatically becomes mulki. Here one more significant I want to tell you that if a person, she or a woman married, a woman, this is Hyderabad state, a woman married to the Karnataka state. She was gone to Karnataka, but due to certain reasons she took divorce or husband was died, she may return to the Hyderabad. If she permanently settled in Hyderabad, she will become a mulki. She can be considered a mulki, but their children must be fulfill the criteria of the mulki. Their children must be complete the criteria, fulfill the criteria of the mulki. I repeat, women from Hyderabad married to the Karnataka or other state person due to certain reasons, or she took divorce or death of her husband, she came back to the Hyderabad, she permanently settled in Hyderabad, then she will become automatically a mulki, but her children's were need to be fulfill certain criteria. Next, mulki woman marries non-mulki. Mulki woman marries non-mulki, but these persons were settled in Hyderabad. Mulki, she is a mulki. She married a non-mulki, but she is in Hyderabad, settled in Hyderabad. Then she will be a mulki itself, but not the husband. Husband will not become a mulki, but she will become a local of Hyderabad state. I repeat, mulki woman marries a non-mulki, but they are staying in Hyderabad state, then she will be a mulki. Right? These two are very important. Next, second rule. The rule number 2 clarifies that a person shall be called a subject of Hyderabad state at the time of whose birth his father was a mulki. Same, the local. A person shall be called a subject of the Hyderabad state at the time of whose birth his father was a mulki. If a person's father was mulki, example, I am there, my father was a mulki, the local of Hyderabad, I will become automatically a local of Hyderabad. Next, the third one. The rule number 3 stated that permanent resident in the Hyderabad state, permanent resident in the Hyderabad state for at least 15 years and has abandoned the idea of returning to the place of birth, previous residence, and has obtained an affidavit to the effect on a prescribed form attested by a magistrate. Example, myself, I am from other state. For example, I settled in Hyderabad state, 15 years completed. 15 years completed in Hyderabad state. I am living, completed. My residence was, above 15 years. Then I will become a local of Hyderabad. But I have to give an affidavit that I will not go to my previous state where I was born. I will not go that state. I will stay here only. So I have to give an affidavit, a form which was attested by the magistrate. Okay, a person who came from the other state but completed the residence for 15 years, he has to give a form, an application which was attested by, signed by the magistrate. It indicates that I will not go to my native place again. I will settle here only. I will live here only. I will die here only. So that statement can be recorded and that person can be considered as a mulki. Next, fourth one. The rule number 4 clarifies that the status of a non-mulki woman, that she be considered a mulki if the husband were a mulki. That just I said to you that non-mulki woman, okay, if non-mulki woman marries mulki, non-mulki woman marries mulki, then she can considered as a local. Okay, so that about the status has been given in the rule number 4. By marrying a mulki, a woman becomes a mulki. I said, by marrying a mulki, a woman becomes a mulki. If you are marrying a mulki, okay, then you will also automatically becomes a mulki. Then rule number 6. What was the rule number 6? Rule number 6 indicates what? There are, I said, there are 9 rules are there. That's right. 9 rules are there. The rule number 6, that is, declares about the authority. Rule number 6, the authority of issue of the certificate. Rule number 6. Rule number 6 is what? About the authority. About the authority to issue certificate. What certificate? Mulki certificate. Rule number 6, the authority responsible, the authority to issue the certificate. Certain authorities were there. Who are the authorities? Example, MRO was the authority to issue caste certificate or income certificate to us. Like responsibilities of the authorities. Responsibility of the authorities to issue an certificate. Then rule number 7. Rule number 7, it's very, very important. It is, rule number 7 was very, very important. It is the details of application. It indicates that details of applications. What we need to fulfill? Details of application of a mulki certificate and the consequences of giving wrong details and consequences of giving wrong details. If you are giving wrong details, what will be the consequences? That they have discussed in the rule number 7. So rule number 7 indicating 2 things. One is details of the application form, details of the application of the mulki form, and the consequences of giving wrong statement. Next, rule number 8. What rule number 8 is explaining? Rule number 8 is explaining about in case of rejection. In case an application was rejected. What you have to do? If you are applied for the mulki certificate, but unfortunately due to certain causes your application was rejected. When your application was rejected, then you have to make an appeal to the Subedar. Okay, Subedar. You have to apply after the rejection within a month of the date of the rejection. Within a month of the date of rejection, within a month you have to appeal to the Subedar for a issue of the Subedar, and the Subedar decision will be the final decision. Subedar final decision is final, that's it. Okay, if he gives you a mulki certificate, you are a mulki. If he denies, you are not a mulki. So very, very important. In case your application was rejected, okay, and you have to approach the concerned authorities within a month from the date of the rejection. Within a month within a month of the date of the rejection to the Subedar decisions will be the final. Next, rule number 9. Rule number 9 also very, very important. It is cancellation of the mulki certificate. Okay, cancellation of mulki certificate. Your certificates also can be cancelled. Your certificate, they are issuing the certificate, but any time the state will be Nizams or the government will be cancel your certificate. Why? What circumstances the government can be cancel the certificate? There are 2 important circumstances were there. Okay, so cancellation of mulki certificate based on the 2 reasons. One is wrong details. One is wrong details. If you have submitted wrong details, then that can be a reason for the cancellation of mulki certificate. And second one is participation of the illegal activities, participating in the activities against of the government. Okay, participating in the activities against of the government. Against of the government. So rule number 6, 7, 8, 9 and before that 5 rules we have discussed, and these all rules were made by the last ruler and the great ruler of Asaf Jah is Mir Usman Ali Khan Bahadur Asaf Jah, 1919. From that time onwards these mulki rules were implemented, but unfortunately these mulki rules were ignored by J.N. Chowdhury. Okay, J.N. Chowdhury and later Will Lodi, these all were ignored. These all rules were preserved in the Article 39. These all everything were preserved in the Article 39, which were issued in the 1919. These all are also, there is a separate appendix will provided, that is appendix. Okay, appendix N. Paragraph rule number 39 or article number 39, these all are provided in the appendix N in the 1919 Nizam Mulki Farmana. So these are the definitions of the mulki. So I hope you understood about the definitions and rules of the mulki. Okay, so that's it myself. Thank you. Thanks a lot. Jai Hind.